All right, good Tuesday morning to you, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. I want to let you know what's happening here. We've got some kind of surprise severe weather happening for some of our southern and central Alabama counties. This is all to the south of Tuscaloosa, but if you're watching us in Greene County, in Hale County, we've got some pretty intense thunderstorms. We did have a tornado warning for Sumter and Greene County. That was a cell that's now to the east of Utah. There's another cell that's near Bologee, and that is a storm we're watching carefully for the potential for some rotation. It's a severe thunderstorm warning at the moment, but again, it is a storm we need to watch carefully. I do want to mention we have a severe tornado watch, and that is until 11 a.m. For much of central Alabama, south of Interstate 20, south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham, and south of Anniston. The counties in that yellow shade, that is a tornado watch. So again, it is now about 5:21 on this Tuesday morning. It's election day, and we're dealing with a cluster of thunderstorms that really caught us by surprise. I'll be honest, it's one of those deals where the ingredients aren't really there for severe weather, but these storms have managed to become severe down here between Utah and Demopolis over our southern counties. And so we're watching it carefully. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. I want to mention that. That's for Sumter County and Greene County till 5:45. So about 20 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning. And by the way, the tornado warning we had earlier for Sumter and Greene, that has been canceled. There were no reports on that in terms of damage. I haven't heard of anything yet. But again, it's something we need to watch, these storms down here for any sort of potential rotation. But again, we continue to watch this carefully. The tornado watch goes until 11 o'clock. And this includes Sumter, Marengo, Greene, Hale, Perry, Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, and Clay County. All right, just getting some information sent up online as well. So we're trying to update these multiple sources here. So again, there's no active tornado warnings at the moment. Let me show you what we're looking at. And the reason we're on air is because of this cluster of rain and thunderstorms. Now, there's no severe weather risk for areas like Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. This is down to the south, but this is just north of Highway 80. There's two cells that we're watching within this cluster of thunderstorms, one that's coming up on Akron, and then one that is over Bologee. And let's look at the velocity. Let's just look at the wind speed out of this thing. And the one between Epps and Bologee, that's on Highway 11. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm warning. But again, it is something you need to carefully watch. You kind of see the scan there from our velocity showing some indication of rotation. But the National Weather Service at the moment not triggering a tornado warning for that. They triggered a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential for damaging straight line winds. But again, what you're looking at is the velocity. That's our velocity product, and that's the winds that are inbound and outbound. It does show some indication of rotation, so we do need to carefully watch that. So I think we're going to just stay here for a little while, make sure we're okay before we do send back to program. Because I know it's early. A lot of folks just now waking up, getting ready for this election day. And that's the deal. We do have, again, a severe thunderstorm warning for Sumter and Greene counties, and a tornado watch for areas basically to the south of I-20. That is until 11 o'clock. I do want to mention we're also on Facebook Live on the WVUA 23 Facebook page. If you want to search that, you'll see us on there. And while I'm doing that, I'm sharing this on our other social media platforms too. And that's just to kind of get that information out there. So again, if you are just popping on here with us, I know it's early. If you're getting those notifications of the tornado watch, and if you're getting the notifications of the severe thunderstorm warning down there in Greene and Sumter, it's a cluster of storms we're watching carefully. We've been watching this for a little while, and all of a sudden we had this storm ramp up in rotation over northern Sumter. And these things are moving due east. They're not moving northeast like your typical storms move when you have a severe weather setup. These storms are moving due east, and this is impacting, again, Utah back towards Bologee. Greensboro, you're going to be under the gun for some intense thunderstorms within the next 20 minutes or so. But again, these are moving off towards the east at a pretty good clip. Let me check the speed on that. The last check from the National Weather Service, those were moving off towards the east at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. So these have a pretty good speed to them. They're not going to last very long in one spot. They're moving again off towards the east at 45 to 50 miles per hour. I do want to mention the tornado watch does not include Tuscaloosa or Birmingham. We'll take you down to one of these storms. The storm that was originally rotating is the one just to the north of Greensboro. That's on Highway 60, crossing Highway 60. There's no indication of rotation now. The rotation's kind of fizzled out. Looks like it's kind of run out of the better environment for it to rotate. However, it could spin back up. Now, we need to watch these things carefully. Earlier tonight, if you're not aware, there's a tornado that went through Nashville, Tennessee, right through Nashville. And that did a lot of damage. And the National Weather Service crews up there are going to survey that damage and figure out what exactly happened in terms of the strength of the tornado. But there's some really compelling video up there. If you have been on social media, if you flipped on the television, if you've seen some of that video from the news outlets, that's some major damage they've got up there from a tornado that happened. Now, they were expecting severe weather in Tennessee. There was a slight risk of severe weather. The storms down here, the environment's just not that conducive for severe weather. There's not a lot of wind shear. It's warm outside, but the problem is you don't have a lot of instability because the temperatures aloft are not that cold. But again, these storms have kind of managed to become rather intense on radar. So the National Weather Service going ahead and issuing some warnings for some of these storms. But again, if you're in Tuscaloosa, it's just raining. There's some lightning involved with this. We'll check out the lightning display. And you can see there's a little bit of lightning in the Tuscaloosa area back towards Birmingham. But down to the south, these storms are producing quite a bit of lightning over Greene County and Sumter. This is all to the north of Livingston. This is north of Forkland and north of Greensboro, but in terms of the heaviest rainfall, but you can see the live lightning output. This is pretty cool data. This is live data. As soon as you see the bolt pop up, you will see the lightning in your area. So again, that is some interesting technology. It's improved so much over the years that we can detect this lightning, and a lot of times that is an indicator of severe weather, but not always. But this time of the year, when you go into March, early March, when you start seeing uptick in lightning in the middle of the night like this, or in the pre-dawn hours, sometimes that can be an indication there's some things we need to watch. We'll look at the velocity, and yeah, there's still a couplet down here that's just north or just south of Boligee, just north of Belmont. This is moving into Greene County. This is going to move into Sumter County, Hale County in the next 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to cross Highway 43, and I know the National Weather Service is going to watch this carefully. But again, that's a area rotation that's just now to the east of the city of Epps. That is east of I-20, I-2059. This is northeast of Livingston. Now, there's not a tornado warning with that. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. You'll see the polygon there that includes Utah and Boligee. That's the orange polygon on your screen. And I do want to mention this too. There is a tornado watch that includes a good chunk of south central Alabama, basically along the Highway 80 corridor, and areas just north and south of that by about 30, 40 miles. So if you are in Sumter County, Greene, Hale, Marengo, Perry, Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, Clay, down to the south towards Montgomery, that's that tornado watch. Now, technically, that goes until 11 a.m. I don't know if this threat's going to last that long. We'll look at our future radar, and let's just kind of look at this thing together. This is the HRRR. This is one of our high-resolution model data, computer models, and this will give you a good indicator of what's happening with these storms to move into the future. So we'll let this data load, and you see the cloud covers on there. Let me put the precip, and that'll show a better indication of where the storms are. So again, it's not perfect, but this gives you a good idea of what's happening into tonight. So there's your storms right there moving off towards the east. This is at about 7, 8 a.m. By 10 a.m., it's all pretty much down around the Montgomery area. Now, keep in mind the tornado watch does include that area until 11 a.m. towards Montgomery, but I think we'll be able to clear out counties before that. Maybe by about 9, 10 o'clock, we'll be able to clear Coosa and Chilton counties from that tornado watch. So let me show you the radar loop. This is how these storms kind of evolved over the past few hours. See this cluster here that came out of Mississippi, and we had that one cell that developed out ahead of the cluster over Greene County. and the National Weather Service ended up posting a tornado warning for that. Very temporary tornado warning. It didn't last very long because the rotation died out very fast. In fact, just for reference, the tornado warning was issued at 4:48 a.m. The tornado warning was canceled at 5:07. So basically about 19 minutes on that tornado warning. So we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for Hale County. That goes until 6:15 this morning. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service issuing that for Hale County until 6:15. Again, this is for the potential for damaging straight line winds. We'll go back over to radar and let's pull on Birmingham's radar, show you that. And again, that's what we're looking at. It's just south of Utah. It's crossing Highway 43. There's a Boeing segment there that is now east of Bowlege, coming up on the Black Warrior River. That's going to cross Bowlege and move into Sawyerville and then Greensboro. So they're looking at the risk of more like damaging straight line winds rather than a tornado with that. We'll look at the velocity. Let's just make sure we don't see any rotating winds here. And yeah, it's pretty broad. I'll see if I can check the Birmingham. Yeah, there's Birmingham. I'm sorry, there's Columbus radar perspective. So you see there is still some evidence of rotation there that's now to the east of Bowlege, coming up on the Black Warrior River. But again, the National Weather Service going with a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me show you the reason we had a tornado warning earlier. Look at this fast little couplet that spun up near Gainesville. Just on the south side of Gainesville, across the Black Warrior, the Tombigbee River, and look at that, watch it dissipate just like that. So there's a very fast area rotation, did not last long at all, then it was gone, and that rotation is not revamped at all. So the National Weather Service quickly canceling that tornado warning. It was about a 15 to 20 minute tornado warning, very brief tornado warning. For Sumter and Greene, but again, that has been allowed to expire. But we do need to watch this down here between Bowlege and I'd say between Bowlege and Utah. You see the area rotation there. It's now crossing Highway 43, and that will cross the Black Warrior River. In Sawyerville, you'll be dealing with that as well. So again, there is a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes much of central Greene County and most of central Hale County. Now, this is north of Highway 80. But this does include areas like Sawyerville, Greensboro, and New Bern. Basically, the Highway 14 corridor, and then this is going to cross 69, 25, and 61. So if you're up around Akron or Havana or Moundville, you got some rain and thunder there, but in terms of the risk of severe weather, it looks like it's going to be a little bit to your south. From there. So in terms of the risk, I think we're going to see damaging straight line winds and the potential for some small hail. I don't think that's going to be a big issue. Look at the lightning display, and there's been an uptick in the amount of lightning here, especially in Greene County. There's a tremendous amount of lightning just north of Forkland, and if you are in bed, if you are asleep, that will wake you up quickly. So again, that's one thing that will wake you up is that lightning, and it certainly is loud. And now up towards the Tuscaloosa area, it looks like all the lightning is to our south over Hale County and Greene County. We've got this little core of some lightning over at Shelby County near Alabaster. Again, that's all moving northeast with this large shield of rain. We'll go back over to Birmingham reflectivity, and let me pull this radar back just a bit, show you wide perspective. And again, it's just after 5:30. If you just now joined us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We got some severe weather ongoing this morning. We don't have any active tornado warnings at the moment. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings for Greene and portions of Hale County. Sumter County's been taken out for that severe thunderstorm warning. We currently have no tornado warnings, but there's a storm down there we're watching carefully, and it has shown some weak signs of rotation. But let me back the radar up a few hours and just kind of show you how this whole thing has evolved. And this came out of Mississippi. Started about 3:30 this morning in terms of rainfall in parts of West Alabama. You see how these showers and thunderstorms as clusters moved east with time and continues to move off towards the east. But again, the National Weather Service deciding to coordinate with the Storm Prediction Center to issue a tornado watch for areas south of Tuscaloosa and south of Birmingham, south of Anniston. So again, if you are in Tuscaloosa, it looks like the rain is about to come to an end. In fact, we'll go out live for Broad Denny and look around, and it's certainly a mild evening. If you've been outdoors, you have felt that. Mild muggy air mass. It's certainly a warm night. And again, this is moving, this cluster of storms is moving eastward, and we're dealing with some rain with that. 65 in Tuscaloosa, and we had some pretty heavy rainfall. There's a lot of water on the roadway, so if you are traveling early this morning, use common sense, use caution. I don't think there's going to be any flash flooding issues in Tuscaloosa, but areas to the south, especially around Sawyerville and Greensboro, I am concerned about that potential there for some flash flooding because these storms are dropping a lot of rain in a short amount of time. From the Tuscaloosa area, from Bryant-Denny, we're not seeing any lightning, but again, you can see those low-level clouds and the rain. It's certainly one of those mornings we're waking up to some stormy weather, but here in the Tuscaloosa area, there's no risk of severe weather. This is all to our south. And in terms of rainfall, you know, since midnight last night, these storms have moved in pretty quickly. And most of the rain we've had has been to the south of I-20 until over the past couple hours, and the rain started to move in. So the Tuscaloosa data, we'll see that add up shortly. But right now, obviously, it's showing nothing. It has been raining outside. I promise you that. You've probably heard the rain and you've heard the thunder outside. But again, we continue a tornado watch until 11 a.m. Technically, that includes Sumter and Marengo. I don't see much of a risk right now for Sumter and Marengo. It looks like this is going to be mainly to your north and east. Looks like mainly for Greene County, Hale, Perry, maybe even Bibb and Chilton. That's where we're looking at for that possibility of a spin-up tornado. I have not heard of any damage reports, and that's fantastic. In fact, we'll pull on, I'll tell you what, let me pull on the reports and just kind of show you what's happened there. And what you will see is not much for Alabama. In fact, there has not been a single report of severe weather in Alabama so far. Now, given it is very early in the morning, it's dark out, if you see damage in your area, let us know. If you'll send us a message on Facebook, if you'll tweet us, if you have a picture, send that to us, and we'll get that information at the National Weather Service. That really helps the warning process down the road for somebody that lives downstream from you. They may deal with that same severe storm. So if you see damage in your area, please let us know, and that, again, helps the warning process. But we don't have any reports so far in Alabama. Let me go up to Nashville. I want to show you this. This is some serious stuff. We had a tornado hit Nashville earlier last night, late last night, and this thing really produced some significant damage. In fact, let me put on the information on this, and let's just kind of see what it says. And yeah, it just says tornado, confirmed tornado. That was in Nashville at 12:41 this morning. That's what time that happened. So again, we're seeing some serious reports of damage out of Nashville, and there's some video of that too online, and you probably see some of that through some of the media outlets as well this morning. So it's a deal where we're dealing with some strong to severe thunderstorms this morning. Let me put on the reflectivity. Excuse me. Let me put on the velocity. Let me try that. And let's look and see what we got down here. And again, the deal is we got this storm that we're watching carefully that's over Greene County now. I don't see much indication of rotation. And let me swap over to Columbus. And yeah, there's not much there. There's still some rotation that's just now crossed east to Highway 43 to the north of Forkland. Again, that is weak and broad rotation. The National Weather Service not mentioning any concern for that right now. They're looking at more of the potential for damaging straight line winds. That is coming up on Sawyerville and Greensboro. It's now east of Bology. It's south of Utah. We'll put on the reflectivity out of Birmingham. And I tell you what, let me show you this. So again, quickly, let me show a wide view. We got a tornado watch. This is for areas south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham. That's until 11 a.m. The severe thunderstorm warning for Greene and Hale County, that continues until 6:15 for Hale County, until 5:45 for Greene County. They may want to extend that severe thunderstorm warning a little bit for Greene County, considering it's still in the county, and it's coming up on 5:45 now. So we'll go to that storm and show you. It's just about out of Greene County. it may hit just right then. It may be totally out of Greene County by 5:45 in terms of the severe weather potential. But if you're in Sawyerville or Greensboro up and down Highway 14, you got a nasty storm coming your way. This thing's going to produce damaging straight line winds, possibly in excess of 60 miles per hour. Looking at our velocity, the winds don't appear to be that strong, but the possibility is there for 60 mile per hour wind gusts with that. So again, just to kind of recap what's happened this morning, about 4:48, the National Weather Service decided to post a tornado warning for a storm that came into Sumter County and Greene County. That tornado warning was allowed to be canceled way early, well before the expiration time, due to the fact that the rotation just died out. It was a very brief spin up in terms of rotation. That was over Greene County and Sumter. But again, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire. And since then, the National Weather Service is supposed to do a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. We do maintain that severe thunderstorm warning for Greene and now Sumter, now Hale County. It's out of Sumter. So this came through Sumter County, but it's now out of the county. This is moving totally into Hale County and out of Greene County. So if you are north of Demopolis, that's where we're talking about. For areas near and south of Demopolis, there's no issues ongoing at the moment. And again, just seeing some of these reports coming from Nashville are quite troubling. Wow, some of these reports are incredible. Of course, these are unconfirmed, but we're seeing multiple structure collapses. This is over in Nashville, Tennessee. We got reports, potentially fatalities. Now, that's unconfirmed, but this is up in, again, Nashville. Just unbelievable, the information being reported by the Metro Police Department there in Nashville, Tennessee, of what's happened up there. And that storm, we were watching it on radar, and it looked pretty impressive for a while, and then as it moved into Nashville, and that thing spun up like a top, and it really did some damage. There's video from that tornado that went through Nashville earlier. So again, just to reiterate what's happening. Now, we got severe thunderstorm warning for Hale County. That goes until 6:15. We do not have any other warnings. You see the cluster storms on the radar, what we're looking at. And I do want to mention we are also on Facebook Live. If you search WVUA 23, we're on there. And if you lose power, that's always a great source of information. And I know a lot of people have that problem with the rain fade on your satellite. If you've got satellite and it's pouring rain, you may lose your signal. A lot of people talk about that and complain about that. And that's something that we often deal with. So if you lose your signal, you can always pop us up on your smartphone or your computer. On Facebook Live, you search WVUA 23, we're on there. I've got that shared to my weather Facebook page as well. And if you see damage, you hear anything, let us know. Put a comment on there, and we'll try to get that information out. And again, that helps the warning process. So again, just looking at some of the reports so far, there's not a whole lot in terms of reports in our area. Most of the stuff we're seeing is what has happened over in Tennessee and Nashville. And that is some troubling news up there. And that is certainly something that is unfortunate to see. And certainly thinking about those folks up there where they've had serious damage from a tornado. And now they're saying potentially 5 or 6 fatalities. And this happened at midnight last night. So as we know, in the middle of the night when a tornado happens, a lot of times you don't really know much until the next morning. And you really get an idea of what the damage looks like. So that's something we hate to see, is what's happened up in Nashville. So certainly keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers up there that have dealt with a serious tornado. I haven't seen many tornado reports back to the north from the storms, but these storms that came in, this is a cluster of storms that just kind of popped up over Mississippi. We expected this to happen in terms of the rainfall, but these storms certainly had a punch to them as they came in. And I'll be honest, I did not expect to have severe weather issues this morning. I expected a lot of rainfall and maybe some thunder, but this is just one of those deals where the air mass was just barely conducive for a storm to become severe. And that's exactly what has happened. So it's just one of those deals you got to be on your toes, even if we have just regular rain and storms come through with not really a severe weather risk. But we continue the severe thunderstorm warning for Hale County. The one for Greene County has now expired because the severe weather has moved out of Greene County. Let's put on the velocity and just kind of look at this together. And we'll pull it on out of Columbus. And again, there's just broad rotation. I don't see anything that's tight that the National Weather Service will issue a tornado warning for, so that's good. There's some indications, pretty strong winds, especially south of Sawyerville. I'd be interested to see what's happening in Sawyerville now. We'll put on the lightning output, and you can see there's still a lot of lightning there. It looks like the lightning rate may have come down just a bit, maybe indicating the storm has weakened somewhat. And the National Weather Service may want to consider, continue the severe thunderstorm warning, but based off the lack of reports, they may consider canceling the severe thunderstorm warning. But we'll see. We'll watch that carefully. Put on the hazard information and see if we got anything there. And yeah, showing that weak area rotation there that's just to the southwest of Sawyerville. We saw that on our velocity. In fact, let's look at the information on that and just kind of watch. What does that show? And yeah, tornado impact very, very low, 1.2. Keep in mind that scale goes just past 10. I've only seen it past 10 a couple of times since we've had this system, and we've had this software, goodness, for the past 8, 9 years, I believe. It's been a while, and I've only seen it get above 10 a few times, and that was back on April 27th of 2011, and then April 15th of 2011. Other than that, it's very rare it gets to a 10 or above. But when you see it at 1.2, that's good. That's low. But the wind impact is high. That's 9.1. That indicates the potential for some damaging straight-line winds. Also, the possibility of hail. But I think the hail size is going to be pretty small with that. In fact, our computer algorithm saying the maximum hail size would be about 3/10 of an inch, so basically a 1/4 inch. For a severe thunderstorm, you've got to have damaging winds in excess of 58 miles per hour or quarter-size hail, which is 1 inch in diameter. So I don't think we're going to meet the hail criteria, but we could meet the severe thunderstorm warning wind criteria for that. So again, this is for Hale County. Let me put on the reflectivity again out of Birmingham. I'll take the information off the screen there, and that's what we got. We got, again, a cluster of rain and thunderstorms moving eastward across Alabama. There's a tornado watch until 11 a.m. for areas south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham, south of Anniston. There's no severe weather threat for Tuscaloosa. This is all to your south. In fact, here's a live look from Bryant-Denny. And, hey, look at that. It's getting daylight now. 65 degrees in Tuscaloosa. The rain is coming to an end here in the Tuscaloosa area. But again, to the south, our friends just south of Tuscaloosa dealing with some pretty rough weather with that severe thunderstorm warning in Hale County. Again, the National Weather Service, they did cancel Greene County from the severe thunderstorm warning, but they continue Hale County till 6:15 for mainly damaging straight-line winds. There could be some small hail with that, but I'm not seeing a big indication of large hail, maybe some dime-sized hail at largest with that. So from Bryant-Denny and Tuscaloosa, good morning. It is coming up on 6 o'clock. We're at, let's see, 5:52 right now. So it's 5:52 on this Tuesday morning. It's election day, and hey, you know what? Don't let these storms stop you from voting today. I know some of us may have some issues early this morning with severe weather to the south of Tuscaloosa and south of Birmingham, but there's going to be plenty of time today. Get out and vote. You know, that's one right we have here, and that is an incredible right, incredible opportunity. So I hope you'll take the time to get out and vote. Don't let the weather hamper those plans. I can assure you later today, the weather's going to be just fine here. It's going to be a warm day. You know, we'll be in the 70s later this afternoon. In fact, by midday, we could be approaching 70. But the storm's going to be moving to our south. Let me put on one of our computer models here. This is the RPM. Let me just kind of show you how this thing looks. And again, you see the storms we're dealing with now. By midday, it's all gone. It's all to our south. And there could even be some breaks in the clouds later this afternoon. That'd be nice to see. But again, by the time we go into Wednesday, more rain begins to move in. I think it's going to be later in the day. Looks like midday and afterwards. In fact, this model really not showing much until Wednesday night. So that's interesting to see the lack of rainfall until Wednesday night. So again, the storms that we're dealing with now, they're going to move on to the east and move out of here. We'll put back on the reflectivity. And again, there's where the storms are now. So if you are in Birmingham, you got a lot of rainfall there. There's some lightning and thunder involved with that, but there's no severe weather issues for the Birmingham area. Tuscaloosa, no chance for severe weather. It's all to your south, and it's over Hale County. That's where we're dealing with this activity that could continue to be severe. Just checking some information behind the scenes, and not really seeing any strong indication of rotation here, which is good news. Still some broad rotation in Hale County. That's now to the west of southwest of Greensboro. There's not much to that, but again, it's something to carefully watch. And what you're looking at is a radar reflectivity, and these storms seem to be weakening just a bit. So we're not going to stay on here too much longer. I just want to show people as they wake up what's happening. I know a lot of folks are waking up different time of the morning here, and didn't want you to be caught off guard as these storms do continue. So again, we got a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15 for Hale County, and that is it. We'll see if the National Weather Service decides to continue that severe thunderstorm warning into Perry County or not. It's going to be moving into Perry County here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So let me do a track on this and just show you where it's heading. This is, again, this whole line itself. The severe part of the line is down here in Hale County, but let me just do a track on this entire line here. And it's moving off towards the east at 50 miles per hour, just like that. So again, you know, this doesn't mean you're going to have severe weather in your area. This just gives you an idea when this line of storms gets in your area. Pondville at about 556. Again, that's not severe. That's just thunderstorms. Brent 606 down towards Centerville, 607. Marion 617, and we got Sand Mountain there. Maplesville, Thorsby going towards 630 to 640, and Clanton. If these storms even hold together, they'll be knocking on your door at 6:46 a.m. So again, these are the stronger storms. These are what time the storms will be in your general area. They're moving east. In fact, this is an interesting setup. The storms, typically we have severe weather. Storms move more northeast, and these are moving pretty much due east, if not slightly south of due east. So again, we still got the severe thunderstorm warning that continues there for Hale County, basically the Greensboro to New Bern area. This is now to the southeast of Sawyerville. But one encouraging thing, I've not seen one single damage report out of this. So that is awesome. Hopefully that trend will continue. But again, we can't guarantee that. So if you're in Greensboro, just a heads up, you got the risk of damaging straight line winds heading your way. That is moving, again, east-southeast at about 50 miles per hour. We'll go to our home view and show you kind of wide perspective there, and that's what you got. You got quite a bit of rainfall. Some of this rain's been pretty heavy with these storms that moved on through this morning. The heaviest rain has been generally near and south of Tuscaloosa. We've got just this large batch of rain over central Alabama. This is going to gradually move out in the next few hours. I think by around 9, 10 o'clock this morning, anything severe will be well to our south and east. But again, if you are in Perry County, say Chilton, and obviously Hale County, that's where we're going to have some issues next few hours, the next hour or so, and then it's going to be on. In fact, by 6:30, it should be moving into Chilton County, so if it holds together. So let me zoom back into this storm. If you're in Demopolis, this is all north of you. In fact, it's quite interesting. Demopolis, you may not get much rain at all from this storm. It's basically staying to your north. You'll get some rain off of this, but the heaviest rain is up around Forkland and Greensboro. In fact, if you're in Demopolis, you'll likely hear some of that thunder off to the distance and just to your north and see some flashes of lightning. That's what's happening north of you. So this activity is all crossing Highway 43. It's crossing Highway 69. All right, so it looks like we got a new update from that severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, they're going to continue that until 6:15. We've got a new polygon based off the fact the severe weather is more in a concentrated area close to Greensboro and New Bern. So let's go down into that. And again, what we got is damaging straight line wind potential that's now southeast of Sawyerville. So if you're in Sawyerville, you're all good in terms of anything severe. This is now near the Greensboro area. So you see Cedarville down there at the bottom of your screen, Lock 5, New Bern, and really the main issues may stay a little to the north of New Bern. So this is coming up on Greensboro for that risk of damaging straight line winds. So again, we're coming up on 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning on Election Day, and we got severe weather happening in our southern counties. It's for Hale County, south of Tuscaloosa, and this is all north of Highway 80. So basically, we've got areas that's between I-20 and Highway 80 dealing with some intense thunderstorms. Let's put on the velocity. Let's just kind of look at this together. Not much indication of rotation there. That's wonderful news to see. Love to see that. We don't want to see this thing rotate and produce a tornado. So clearly the rotation is fizzled out. But if you're in Hale County, south of Moundville, we got some strong damaging winds. This is south of Havana in terms of the damaging wind potential. You'll see some rain there, but again, the damaging wind risk is to your south. Tell you what, let's look at the radar out of Columbus. Yeah, that's going to be a worse perspective. Birmingham's closer to Greensboro than Columbus is, so let's focus on that. So again, if you're in Brent or Centerville, you got heavy rain coming in. Marion, Heiberger, heavy rain coming in. Based off the trends, I would not expect the National Weather Service to continue the severe thunderstorm warning into Perry County unless this thing ramps back up. But based off the lack of reports and the storms are weakening down there, they may decide to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning or let it expire in about 15 minutes. So again, this is all now south of Tuscaloosa. In fact, the rain has stopped in Tuscaloosa. Any severe weather issues happening just to our south, that's where that's ongoing now. But if you are in, say, Heiberger or Marion, I would certainly keep an eye on these storms. They do have that potential to ramp back up and produce damaging straight line winds. It's going to be a lot of lightning with that as well. Put on the lightning display, and what you'll see is what you got there. And I'll say this, the lightning output has really come down in the past 10 to 15 minutes. If you remember back when we started, there was a tremendous amount of lightning. Let me go back. I can do that actually. Show you the amount of lightning there. And again, there was a lot of lightning with that initial storm that came through Greensboro and Utah, and then that one weakened a bit, and then that second storm that is severe currently came through between Forkland and Utah, across Highway 43, across the Black Warrior, and now it's coming up on Greensboro. Look at the lightning just fade away with that. So again, based off the lack of lightning, certainly looks like the storm, the updraft of this storm is weakening a bit. So again, if that's a good indication, the storm may be weakening. Still got quite a bit of lightning just north of Demopolis and that heavier core, not too far from Forkland and Arcola. This is north of Highway 80. But again, if you are north of Highway 80, say if you're traveling north on 43 or 69 or 25, it's going to be a rough go there. Really heavy rainfall, and there could be some minor flooding issues out of that as well. These storms are moving pretty quick, so I don't expect any significant flooding issues. I have not heard of any flooding reports so far. But again, that's what we got there. So based off the velocity, it looks like there's no indication of a tornado here. The damaging wind risk appears to be decreasing with time. So again, that's what we're looking at with that. Just want to stay on just a few more minutes here. Just make sure the National Weather Service is not going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning for Perry County. If they do, we'll bring that to you. Let me pull on the reflectivity, and yeah, we just got this large cluster of storms moving east across Alabama. So the southwestern end of these storms, that's where we're dealing with that strong to severe thunderstorm potential that's moving east pretty quickly now. But if you are, say, towards Montgomery and Rockford, you'll deal with these storms in terms of the risk of anything severe later this morning. But it certainly seems like these storms are decreasing in intensity. I just don't see the indications we saw earlier of rotation and damaging straight line winds. Let me check and see if we got any information coming in, any sort of reports, anything new. And yeah, I do want to mention we're also on Facebook Live, and I can actually look at the comments real time on here, and you know, got some questions going on, and yeah, it looks like I'm not seeing any reports other than heavy rainfall, some lightning and thunder. That's good to see. But again, I haven't seen any reports of anything that significant. Again, earlier we had a tornado warning that popped up for Sumter and Greene County. This thing just spun up out of nowhere. It was incredible to watch how fast that happened. And just like that, it was gone. It didn't last long at all. I have not heard of any damage out of that. Not sure if we even had a tornado touchdown, but again, that was something that happened earlier where we had a severe thunderstorm that spun up pretty quickly there. So that was at about 4:48, and that was allowed to expire early this morning at about 5:15. So it is now 6:04. Just noticed my clock's wrong on our banner here. I need to change that. So it's a few minutes after 6 o'clock. If you're just now joining us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We continue to watch that risk of severe weather across our southern counties. This is south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham, south of Anniston, where we do have that potential for some severe weather. And that's ongoing now for Hale County. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning that continues until 6:15 for another 10 minutes for Hale County. This is basically on top of Greensboro and coming up on New Bern as we speak. And we do have that risk of, again, damaging straight line winds. So not seeing any indication of a tornado here at the moment. That's good news. And it seems like the storms are gradually weakening down here. Let me do a kind of backwards motion to the radar product and show you how these storms have evolved. And you see as they came through Sumter and Greene County, you had certainly some indications of severe weather there with some rotation, and then the storms are just steadily weakening. So that trend continues. But I do want to mention we still have a tornado watch, and that is until 11 o'clock for areas south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham. And we'll likely see that watch trim back just a bit. It appears for Marengo and Sumter and Greene County, the risk of a tornado has pretty much come to an end. But again, for areas that are basically from Hale County, Perry, Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, Clay, that possibility does continue for the next hour or two. But again, based off the information we're seeing here, it certainly looks like this threat's going to come to an end fairly quickly. So here's our future radar, and just show you how this all looks. And if you notice, this is behind just a bit. But this shows you how the storms evolve. This is about an hour delayed. So again, it is 6 a.m. and if you look here, it's still got storms that are just moving into west and central Alabama. So again, this is about an hour off. So you can calculate that with it. So by 9:30, it's showing the storms moving out. That may be closer to 8:30 when the storms are moving out. And those move to our south, and that's pretty much it. We could have some additional showers today, but I don't anticipate that much once this batch moves on. We'll look at the radar and satellite over the southeast, and you can kind of see how this thing's shaking out in terms of these cluster storms moving eastward pretty quickly now. In fact, the tail end of that's moving more southeast. We had the active weather go through the Nashville area early this morning at about 12:30. We had a tornado touchdown in Nashville, Tennessee, right through the heart of town, and that did significant damage. That area has been just devastated by a tornado that happened around midnight last night. And those storms have moved on to East Tennessee now. But our storms we're dealing with is this cluster of storms that's formed out of Mississippi. And really there wasn't much to it until we had this one storm decide to spin up that came into northern Sumter and Greene County. And the National Weather Service ended up posting a tornado warning for it. But again, that warning has long expired. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15 for Hale County, and that is it. But again, the trend has been downward with the intensity of these storms. There's a lot of rain with that, but it's quickly moving off towards the east. See still some additional showers over parts of West Alabama. There's a weak surface front to our north, and that front is kind of moving more of an east direction rather than south. We'll put on the watch warning map, just kind of show you this again. There's a tornado watch that continues until 11 a.m. technically for much of our southern counties. This does not include Tuscaloosa. This does not include Birmingham. This does not include Anniston. This includes areas basically along Highway 80. I want to mention that we are on television live on WVUA 23. It's a few minutes after 6 o'clock. We're also on Facebook Live. If you search our WVUA 23 Facebook page, you can see us on there. Also, I'm on my weather Facebook page just for additional information if you need that. If you lose power, that's always a great source to have. If we have severe weather, you can join us on there. Also, if you got to be traveling this morning, you pop us up on your smartphone and play us through that where you can hear us. So again, the latest information is good that there's no severe weather happening in the Tuscaloosa, Birmingham areas. It's all to the south of you. We'll put on the reflectivity, and that's what we got. We got rain and some thunderstorms, but these storms down in Hale County are really showing signs of weakening. We got a new storm that's popped up over Hamburg in southern Perry County, that's south of Marion, but I do not see any indication of that becoming severe. We'll watch it carefully. That'll be coming up on Maplesville and Chilton County. So again, just watching the National Weather Service, I don't see any indication they're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning into Perry County. This is pretty much moving into Perry County quickly now. There's just not much indication of strong damaging wind now with that storm. But if you're driving south of Havana on 69, or if you're on Highway 25 from Brent down to Greensboro, we are certainly dealing with that. So again, we got severe weather issues happening that's over our southern counties, basically including areas around Greensboro and New Bern. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning earlier has been allowed to expire way earlier. That expired at about, what time was that? 5:15. I'm sorry, 5:07. That's what time that tornado warning expired for Greene County. So it's been about an hour since we've had a tornado warning. That was in Greene County and Sumter earlier. If you woke up earlier about the lightning and thunder, it was one of those storms that just quickly spun up, and the National Weather Service decided to issue a tornado warning for that. Haven't heard of any damage reports, and that's one good thing, is we haven't had any reports of any damage from that storm. And based off the lack of reports, I would probably expect the National Weather Service not to continue the severe thunderstorm warning for Perry County. So we're coming up on 6:15. I just wanted to kind of stay here just a few more moments and see if the Weather Service is going to extend that warning. And most likely they're not. I'm just not seeing much indication of damaging winds like we were earlier. And if you have any reports down there, if you're in Greensboro and New Bern or Sawyerville, let us know what's happened down there. Let us know what you see. And that helps the warning process. If you had some strong damaging winds at your house and we don't know about it, and the National Weather Service never knows about it, then they may not continue the severe thunderstorm warning. They may continue that warning based off of your information. So that's important if your neighbor's downstream from you. Just because the storm's moving away from you doesn't mean it's over. There's other people that live east of you that will be dealing with those storms. So to know what you dealt with, that helps. That helps the warning process, helps people in Marion and Heiberger that's going to deal with these storms in the next few moments. So again, that's the latest on that. So again, we're coming up on 6:15. If the Weather Service allows this warning to expire, we'll go on back to program. But let me show you wide view, kind of reset this for you. I know a lot of people are just now waking up and you're wondering why are we on TV? It's because we got severe weather. And this is something that I'll be honest, I did not expect. I did not expect severe weather issues this morning. It's one of those deals where you got to watch storms. Anytime we have rain and storms, it seems like for some reason in Alabama, it doesn't take much, and we just don't have much wind shear. We don't have much instability. It's warm, yes, but understand you've got to have cold air aloft, and there's just not a whole lot of cold air above the surface to create that instability, to get the air parcels to rising, to get this severe weather issues ongoing. So again, there's something that's happened down here that's allowed these storms to become a little more strong a little more intense, and that's what we're dealing with currently this morning. So we still got a severe thunderstorm warning for Hale County, technically until 6:15. We're coming up on 6:15 now. We'll see if the National Weather Service will allow that severe thunderstorm warning to expire or if they will continue it. But if you're in the Tuscaloosa area, if you're in Birmingham, you're fine. And it's election day. You know, get out and vote. The polls will be opening up within the hour. So get out and vote. And, you know, there's no issues north of I-20. So in terms of weather, there's no excuse if you're north of Tuscaloosa, north of Birmingham, north of Anniston. And later this morning, these storms are going to be out of here. In fact, this afternoon is going to be just a nice day here in central Alabama. So there will be no problems this afternoon. So if you can't vote this morning, get out this afternoon, get out tonight. Seen some of the reports that they're expecting a very low turnout today. And, you know, it's cool that we have the opportunity to vote, to express our opinion and who we want as a candidate. So, you know, it's a shame that some people don't get out and vote and express that freedom we have. So, again, right now it's nasty if you're south of I-20. There's some rough storms there, but understand these storms are going to move on. The next few hours, it's just going to be a nice day across Alabama. It's warm. It could be cold this time of the year, but we are not dealing with any cold weather at all. You know, so that's one good thing, that we're not dealing with any problems in terms of brutally cold air. The severe weather issues we're dealing with now will be ending shortly. In fact, it's about 6:15 now. The clock on the screen there, that clock is a few minutes off. I just realized that. I'm looking at my phone here. It's 6:15 right now. And we continue a severe thunderstorm warning for Hale County, but that warning is allowed to expire as we speak. So that is fantastic. There are no warnings now in our coverage area for the first time in a couple of hours. We had, again, this cluster of storms move east across Alabama. Let me take you back to where this all started. This was about 3:30 this morning. Here comes the rain and storms, and these storms have moved eastward across Alabama, producing some pretty heavy rainfall. Some isolated areas of flooding, but again, the storms are steadily weakening as they move off towards the east. We'll continue to watch radar carefully for the next few hours. Do want to mention that if you want to check our Facebook feed, we'll have updates on there as well. And yeah, just checking that as well behind the scenes. And we got a few folks down around Greensboro reporting just some rain there, heavy rainfall. So that's good. I'm not seeing any damaging wind issues being reported out of that. So what we'll do, we're going to send it back to program in just a second. So Alex, just a heads up, we're going to do that in just a second over Master Control. We no longer have a severe thunderstorm warning. We have no warnings. We've got a tornado watch that continues until 11 a.m. this morning, and we'll have updates throughout the morning on our social media pages on Facebook and Twitter. If we have anything happen, we'll let you know about it. But right now, I think we can safely send it back to programming. Again, tornado watch till 11 a.m. for areas south of I-20. Interstate 20 points north. There's no risk of severe weather this morning. Here's radar. And this is what we're dealing with, basically some rain and thunderstorms now. We'll watch for any areas of rotation or any damaging wind potential, but it certainly looks like these storms are weakening. Again, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott here for WVUA 23. We are going to send it back to programming. We'll watch radar carefully and have more updates throughout the morning. All right, we've got a brand new tornado warning just being issued now for Bibb County and Chilton. This is southeast corner of Bibb County and basically western Chilton County. We've got a tornado that could be spinning up here just south of Trio. This is just south of that highway, really right along Highway 82 from Brent and Centerville down to the south. So we have a tornado that could be down now that's popped up very quickly. You can see this indication on our radar. Let me pull it on the velocity and we'll see that together. And there's a very tight indication of a tornado here. So if you are if you are south of Trio, we need you in a safe place now. This tornado warning goes until 7 a.m. And again, this is moving east at 45 miles per hour. This is a very strong indication of a tornado that's just popped up here very quickly. So again, this is now east of Highway 219, and it is moving east at 45 miles per hour. So if you're just now joining us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We've got a tornado warning that has just been posted for Bibb County and Chilton County. Got strong indication of a tornado that has spun up very quickly. And I do want to mention, in case you lose power, we are also streaming online on WVUA23.com. and on Facebook, WVUA23. So keep that in mind. If you lose power or if you are on the road, you can get us there through that. Let me look at the information on this because this thing is really spun up quickly. Let's look at the shear, and we're looking at about 80-mile-an-hour shear with that. Okay, this is now an observed tornado. So this is a tornado that is on the ground. Okay, this is in Bibb County. We have a tornado down. Let me pull on the debris. And again, the National Weather Service saying there's a confirmed tornado that is on the ground in southeast Bibb County. This thing has spun up quickly, very fast. Again, this is moving east at 45 miles per hour. So we've got a tornado that is down. That is in southeast Bibb County. That's southeast of Brent and Centerville. Let me zoom out just a little bit. We've got a confirmed tornado down. This is going to be crossing Highway 82 in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I need you in a safe place. If you're in a mobile home, get out immediately. This is moving kind of in the east-southeast direction. So this is a very dangerous situation for a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. I need you in a safe place. Again, this is a serious situation for a tornado that is down, that's moving basically east-southeast at about 45 miles per hour. Let's tell you what, let me do a track on this. I'm going to zoom out just a bit so you can see this. If you are in Maplesville, I will go to a safe place. Let me put on the velocity. This will be easier to see that. And you see the couplet there over southeast Bibb County. This is moving more east than southeast, but again, this is going to be impacting areas just north of Maplesville, and it's moving east at 45 miles per hour. Now, let's do a track on this thing and show you where it's heading. And I need you to get in a safe place now. This is a serious situation for a tornado that is down as we speak in southeast Bibb County. Again, this is not in Brent or Centerville. This is southeast to you, but certainly a serious threat to you. So let's do a track on this, moving east at 45 miles per hour. There you go there. So it's going to be an active in 3 minutes. Sand Mountain at 6:38, Thorsby at 6:55, Clanton at 7:02, and if it continues, those are other communities of arrival there. So this will be coming up on Clanton at 7 o'clock if it holds together. So again, that's your times of arrival. I need you in a safe place now if you are inactive. We have a tornado that is down. The National Weather Service saying this is an observed tornado that is down. It's likely not a very strong tornado. It's more likely a weaker tornado, but it doesn't really matter because this thing is still a threat to life and property. We'll pull on the velocity, and again, we've got about still 70-mile-an-hour winds are stronger with that. So the potential there is certainly high for a tornado. We see that on our debris signature. Let me pop that up. And again, there it is. Here's your debris signature on your screen. A very dangerous situation for a tornado that is down. It's coming up on active. If you are inactive, I need you in a safe place right now. This is a dangerous situation for a tornado that is down. There's active road that's going to be crossing active road in the next 2 or 3 minutes. This thing is currently over Hurricane Ridge. So if you're in Hurricane Ridge, we got a tornado that is on the ground on top of you. So this is coming up on active, an active road. You see that. Again, this is going to be crossing, let's see, this is crossing active road right now. Let me clear that off. Look at the debris signature. This is coming right up on active. If you're on Highway 82 and active, I need you in a safe place now. Again, a very dangerous situation for a tornado that is down and confirmed. This is going to be crossing Deer Creek Road. If you're on Deer Creek Road, I need you to be in a safe place right now. This is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. This is 12 miles southeast of Centerville, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Very dangerous situation, okay? If you are in a mobile home, get out now. You got to get out of a mobile home. This is a tornado that is on the ground, coming up on active. This is probably on top of active right now, crossing Highway 82. Okay, if you are there, you need to do something immediately. And again, the debris signature is there. There's no doubt. Okay, so we got Deer Creek Road. This is going to cross Deer Creek Road in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes. If you're on Deer Creek Road and you're active, I need you in a safe place, out of a mobile home. Find a site-built structure, storm shelter, basement, anything to get in to protect your life. We've had 6 fatalities in Alabama since December. All of those have been in mobile homes because of tornadoes. I need you to do something now. You've had a tornado watch for a while. Look at the debris signature. This thing's popping up quickly now on top of active. Okay, if you are on active road, it is on top of active road now. Okay, there's the city of Active, the town of Active on 82. This is going to be coming up on Sand Mountain in a matter of about 5 to 10 minutes. So a very dangerous situation for a tornado that is down. If you're in Randolph or Sound Mountain, up and down Highway 139, find a safe place, a site-built structure, a storm shelter. Do anything you can to protect yourself from debris and the possibility of a tornado that is there. We know there's a tornado down. We see it. Let's look at the velocity. Strong indication of a tornado there. We know it's down. It's on top of active. I'm telling you, this thing is doing damage in active as we speak. There's a confirmed tornado down, and it's moving across Highway 82. Please stop your travel. If you are on 82 heading southeast of Centerville, or if you're north of Maplesville on Highway 82, stop now. Find a place of safety. This is a serious situation of a tornado that is down right now. Again, if you're in Randolph or Sand Mountain, we need you in a safe place. This is as serious as it gets. We've got a tornado that is down, doing damage, inactive. Let's put on the information on here and see what our couplet is looking like in terms of rotation. Again, still 70, 80 mile an hour winds. Aloft, understand they could be stronger at the surface. So that's just kind of an idea of what you're looking at there. There's no doubt there's a tornado doing damage. We see that. Let me put on the debris signature. All right, now it's east of active. There's your debris. There's your tornado. It's basically riding along active road as we speak. Okay. Rehoboth Road 2. That's where we're talking about. Let's see what other roads we got here. Lawley Junction. Okay. Track Loop. Those are neighborhoods. Those are areas we need. Deer Creek Road is on top of Deer Creek Road as we speak. So again, a confirmed tornado that is down right now. It's now passing east of the town of Active. It's crossing east of Highway 82. We have a damaging tornado that is confirmed. There's no doubt. It's coming up on Randolph. Okay, this is going to cross into Chilton County in a matter of about 6 or 7 minutes. It's going to move into the new convert area, Hubbard. You're going to be impacted that on Highway 191. So again, if you're east of this thing, if you're on Highway 139 or if you're on Highway 191, we need you to be in a safe place right now for a tornado that is down. It's confirmed. There's no doubt there's a tornado there. That ball on radar, that is debris, and we know it's there right now. So again, this is a serious situation for a tornado that is down. It is confirmed. I do want to mention there's also a tornado watch until 11 a.m. for areas south of Interstate 20. This thing is ramped up very quickly and is producing a confirmed tornado as we speak. There's no doubt about that. This is a serious situation, so please listen to me. If you are in southeast Bibb County, now to the east of Active, we've got a damaging tornado down. And it's moving off towards the east at 45 miles per hour. Tornado warning continues until 7 o'clock for portions of Bibb, Chilton. I know Perry's in that. Perry, you're okay. This is not going to impact Perry County. This tornado is going to clearly stay to the east of Perry County. But again, it's now east of Active. It's east of Highway 82, and it's coming up on Sand Mountain as we speak. So if you're in Sand Mountain, if you're on Old Selma Road in Sand Mountain, Old Selma Road, we need you out of a mobile home, find a site-built structure. You got to act fast. There's a tornado down. If you're in Randolph to Sand Mountain on Old Selma Road, safe place now, out of a mobile home. If you're in a site-built structure, we want you in that lowest floor, away from windows. We've got a tornado down. If you're on Old Randolph Road, basically from Randolph south towards the Chilton County line, in a safe place now. Okay, so this thing's moving east at 45 miles per hour. It's going to cross into Chilton County shortly. North of Maplesville. This is not going to include the city of Maplesville. This is going to be to your north, but Old Randolph Road, Cox Station Road, let's see, Hunter Road, Tucker Lane. This is going to come right across Tucker Lane. So again, if you hear these roads, do something now. Old Selma Road, Sand Mountain to Randolph. In that area, that's where we're talking about. Let me very quickly do a wide view and show you Birmingham radar. And again, there's active storms. These are all south of Tuscaloosa. This is not including anywhere near Tuscaloosa. This is all to your south. But we have a very dangerous situation for tornado that is down, that's doing damage, that's moving into Chilton County. I don't think this tornado is going to last very long. I think this is going to be a very brief tornado. The environment is not conducive for these tornadoes to stay down a long time. Let's look at the velocity. Still got a couple there basically between Randolph and Sand Mountain. Again, I do not think this is going to last very long, but we still need you in a safe place now as we have that tornado that is confirmed down. Also, I do want to mention this. Let me look quickly down at southern Perry County. Let's look at the velocity with that. If you're north of Hamburg, there's an area we need to watch carefully. There's no screaming evidence of a tornado there yet, but let's watch it carefully, as there could be one at any time. So let me go back into Bibb County. This is the extreme southeast corner of Bibb County. If you're in New Convert, Isabella, Hubbard, Thorsby, be in a safe place as there's a tornado heading your way. Let's look at the debris signature. And there it is. Okay, still on the ground. It's coming up on Randolph and Sand Mountain as we speak. Still there. There's a new update. It's crossing Old Selma Road as we speak. That's Old Selma Road, just basically on top of Sand Mountain, moving east at 45 miles per hour. There's Old Selma Road. Old Randolph Road, it will be crossing Old Randolph Road in a matter of about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, and then you got the Chilton County line. If you're driving on Highway 139, basically from Randolph to the Chilton County line, pull over now, find a site-built structure. And the National Weather Service also going to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Otaga and Chilton County, Dallas and Perry. Let's look at that. They're also issuing a severe thunderstorm warning with the context of possible tornado for another storm. Okay, so let me zoom out just a bit. Let's put on the reflectivity. And I'll zoom out so you can see this. Yeah, there's our other storm of concern. We were just talking about that for the potential for a tornado now in East Perry County. That'll be moving into Dallas and southern Chilton. Okay, that's a severe thunderstorm warning with the context of possible tornado. That's another storm that's moving across eastern portions of Perry County and southern Chilton County. We have a confirmed tornado that's down in moving into Chilton County out of southeast Bibb County. So again, this thing's on top of Sand Mountain. Let's put on the velocity. Still got a couplet there. Let's put on our debris signature. And it's still there, again, on top of Sand Mountain. This is about to cross Highway 139 as we speak. So again, we have a confirmed tornado down. It is 6:45. Just now joining us, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We had to pop back on air here a little bit earlier this morning because of a tornado that touched down. This was at about, let's see, 6:25 this morning. The National Weather Service posted a tornado warning for Bibb County and portion of Chilton, and a tornado touched down almost immediately following. This thing spun up quickly. There's still a debris signature basically on top of Sand Mountain, and this thing's moving east at 45 miles per hour, about to move into Chilton County. I do want to remind you, search our WVUA 23 Facebook page. If you lose power or if you have satellite and you lose your signal, you can join us on there live as well. We're obviously live on television as well. So just as another source of information, if you lose power and you can't watch us on television, you can always watch us on Facebook Live and on WVUA23.com. Click the Watch Now option. I know there's no fear greater than the fact that You know, you've got this severe thunderstorm, you know there's a tornado there, and then all of a sudden you lose your signal on your television. There's nothing more frightening than that, because then you don't know where it is. So that's what we're here for. We're on multiple platforms so we can get that information to you. So again, the National Weather Service continues the tornado warning. It is observed tornado down. Let's look at the velocity. Okay, the couplet seems to be weakening now. This tornado may be in the process of lifting. That would be good. I don't expect this thing to stay down long. I think this is going to be a very brief tornado. It's not going to be down long. This thing is going to lift quickly based off the environment. But we still need you in a safe place. If you are in Chilton County between Hubbard and New Convert and Isabella, those communities in 191, we need you to be in a safe place for the potential for a tornado that is possibly there. Let me go down to the south. There's another storm down here that's in eastern Perry County, that's southeast of Marion. There's some broad rotation over Osborne, and then more broad rotation near Hamburg and Settle. There's not much to it, but there's still indications there could be a brief spin-up tornado down there. But we know we've had one touchdown in Bibb County. But based off the velocity signature, this thing is weakened a lot, but there's still the possibility there could be a tornado there. So we need you in a safe place immediately. So let's go back over to the, tell you what, let's put the warning on. Okay, there it is there. So you see the warning polygon. It does not include Thorsby, Lomax, or Clanton. Does not include Highway 31. Does not include I-65. But again, the possible tornado is there. National Weather Service is saying this is still a confirmed tornado. We know that. It's located over Chilton County Motor Sports Park. Okay, this is 7 miles southwest of Jemison, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Tornado warning for Bibb County has been canceled, but it continues for Chilton County. You'll see that update on your screen shortly. Do want to mention southern Chilton County, south of Maplesville, including Valley Grande and Selma. That's in Dallas County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning, and also eastern Perry County, severe thunderstorm warning, with a possibility there could be a tornado there. So let's go back over to reflectivity. Here's a new tornado warning polygon. You see right there, your tornado is going to be crossing Highway 191 very shortly. Technically does not include Thorsby to Lomax. It includes Hubbard to Isabella, 191. We need you to be in a safe place. Look at the debris signature. It's not as pronounced, but it's still something there. And this is basically including County Road 21. If you're on County Road 21, County Road 214, it's crossing you now, and it's coming up on Highway 191. So still a dangerous situation for a tornado that is still confirmed. The National Weather Service saying this is an observed tornado. I think this thing is going to lift shortly, but we still need you to be in a safe place if you are to the west of Thorsby, to the west of Lomax, to the west of Clanton, and to the north of Maplesville. This is crossing 191 in the next 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to cross Highway 191. So look at the velocity and see how our rotation is looking. Okay, it still continues to come down. And the Weather Service, they're going to cancel the tornado watch for Greene and Sumter because the fact that the tornado risk there is over. This is now to your east. But again, we still got a dangerous storm that could still have a tornado down that's basically crossing Highway 191. And it will be interesting to see if the National Weather Service extends that tornado warning because it's almost out at the polygon. It goes until 7 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. So 7 o'clock is what time the tornado warning is allowed to expire, and that is in about 10 minutes from now. So we'll see what the Weather Service does, whether they decide to continue the tornado warning or whether they decide to not. And just getting some information from our weather checker, John Talbot. He's saying Bibb County says they are now getting damage reports on Highway 82, and this was at 6:05 a.m. We know there's a tornado down. There's no doubt. We know this thing was down, and we're getting some damage reports on Highway 82. That was when it came through the active area, just south of Trio. and the tornado could still be down. This is basically your rotation is on the south side of Hubbard. If you're in Hubbard, we want you in a safe place now, site-built structure, a storm shelter. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, because this is still a dangerous situation for a tornado that continues. Let's look at the debris. All right, it's not as impressive as it was. And the National Weather Service says there's no plans to reissue the tornado warning. So in 10 minutes, the tornado warning will expire as the rotation continues to decrease and the debris signature has vanished. But again, if you're in Hubbard on Highway 191, we still need you to be in a safe place for a possibility there could be a new tornado develop. Again, the environment is not really conducive for these tornadoes to stay down long. So what's going to happen is these things are going to be very brief. Let me go back in time a little bit. Let me show you how this thing evolved. Again, it spun up very fast just east of Abercrombie. Watch this south of Trio. Look at that. See how it spun up quickly? Moved over Sand Mountain and active. And now just like that, it's pretty much vanished. So the National Weather Service says at 7 a.m. they're going to allow this tornado warning to expire. But I'll say this, if you are in Lomax, Thorsby, or Clanton, up towards Gap of the Mountain, okay, I would certainly consider watching this and be ready to do something. Be ready to act if a new tornado does develop. Let's look at reflectivity, and there's no doubt this thing has really decreased its reflectivity. So we feel pretty good about the fact this storm may be done. But again, if you're in Thorsby, Lomax, or Clanton, let's watch it carefully. The Weather Service is going to allow that tornado warning to expire shortly. Hey, next area of concern coming up on Maplesville. You see that area that's just east of Heierberger? Let's watch that carefully. There could be a new tornado trying to develop there. That's moving basically east, and that will be impacting areas near and south of Maplesville. Let's put on the velocity. Let's just kind of look at this thing. I don't see anything there yet, but let's watch it. There could be something trying to develop there. To the north, again, our rotation continues to weaken. If you are in Thorsby or Lomax, technically you are okay in terms of there's not a tornado warning for you. I can put on the polygon. You'll see that. And this thing's going to move out of the tornado warning polygon at 7 a.m. But if you are in Thorsby, Lomax, or Clanton, or Gap of the Mountain on Highway 130 or Highway 31 or Interstate 65, let's watch this carefully. Let's keep a close eye on this situation, as there is the possibility there could be a tornado redevelop. I don't think that's going to happen based off of what we're seeing on the reflectivity. Yeah, this storm is pretty much just running out of juice there. There's just not much to it left. I think this thing is pretty much done. So the National Weather Service making, I think, a good decision on canceling the tornado warning or allowing it to expire at 7 a.m. So coming up in about 5 minutes, they're going to allow this tornado warning to expire. So again, this is certainly a dangerous situation, of a possibility of a tornado that could be there, but it certainly looks like the risk is decreasing for that particular storm. So just checking some information behind the scenes here. Again, we got quite a bit going on. And yeah, it's certainly a dangerous situation for a tornado that could still be there, but it certainly looks like this thing may be in the process of lifting. But we know one touchdown. So no doubt one touchdown. So again, we still got a tornado warning for Chilton County that continues until 7 a.m., but this storm looks like it's pretty much done in terms of producing a tornado. The next storm of concern we need to watch is down here near Maplesville. There's a severe thunderstorm warning that's below Maplesville, but again, we got that suspicious area that's on the county line of Perry and Chilton County. It's coming up on Maplesville now. I don't see any strong evidence of a tornado. We look at the velocity. There's just nothing there to indicate a tornado down. But again, it's still a situation we need to watch carefully. All right. You see to the north what's left of our couplet coming up on Thorsby and Lomax. It's just not much left of that couplet. It looks like the rotation has pretty much vanished. In fact, we can look at the information on here. And again, I mean, we're looking at 21 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear, or 16 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear, 21 mile per hour wind. So again, this is certainly an encouraging thing to see. Maybe 35 mile an hour winds coming up into Thorsby or Lomax, but I think this tornado is done. It's coming up on Thorsby and Lomax. But again, best word of advice, if you are in Thorsby, Lomax, or Clanton for the next 10 minutes, just hang out, watch it carefully. I don't think you have to go to a safe place, but just watch it carefully. In case this thing tries to spin up again. I just don't anticipate that happening, but it's not totally out of the question. So we'll go down to the south, and again, there's no other indication of a tornado for any of these storms down here. I don't see any sign of rotation, but that could change. Again, this is a deal where we need to carefully watch for that potential for any sort of new development, any sort of new tornado that could try and develop. Let me put on the reflectivity. And again, yeah, the storm that prompted the tornado warning, it's done. There's no sign of this thing redeveloping. So you're good if you are in Mineral Springs or Lomax or Thorsby. But again, this one down here near Maplesville, it's catching my eye here. It has that suspicious kind of comma head feature, just like the one in Bibb County did before it spun up. So again, if you're in Maplesville or Stanton or Adams, Pletcher, let's watch it carefully. I can't rule out the possibility of something developing there. Everything else is down to the south now towards Valley Grande. That's on Highway 22 south of Maplesville. There's certainly, if you're from Maplesville down to the south on Highway 22, that is a nasty storm there that's producing some rough weather. So there's some heavy rainfall, likely some intense lightning. In fact, we can look at the lightning display, and yeah, we got quite a bit of lightning with that. But look, as we go back in time a little bit, notice how we had that uptick in lightning in Bibb County with that storm. It decided to spin up and produce a confirmed tornado, and then it just fizzled out. I'll put on the reflectivity on. Let me go back in time here. And this thing spun up so fast in Bibb County. It's incredible. Went from just a thunderstorm to a confirmed tornado within minutes. And, you know, the environment that we got this morning, I mean, that's what you're going to deal with, is that quick tornado. It doesn't last long. We know one touchdown. It has done damage in the active area on Highway 82. You know, we saw this developing, and we hope you did something. We hope you took a place of shelter or safety, because one did touch down, and we saw that. But, you know, there's been 6 people killed in Alabama since December. All of those fatalities have been in mobile homes, and we have a fear of things like this where it just kind of develops quickly. You don't have much warning, and then it's gone. You know, it only takes an EF1 tornado to destroy a mobile home. Again, these quick tornadoes like this, these are so dangerous for people living in a mobile home. We've had a tornado watch for you in Bibb County and Chilton County since earlier this morning, since about 5 a.m. So you should have got that alert there's a tornado watch. Whenever we get a tornado watch, that's when you need to be ready to do something, to take action in case we do have a tornado. So again, that's the latest on that. We'll go down to the Maplesville storm, and I don't see any indication of a tornado there. That's good. We'll go to the north. Yeah, it's gone. There's zero indication of a tornado over Thorsby. It's gone. It just vanished. Which is good. You see how this thing has evolved. It touched down in southeast Bibb County, moved across Highway 82, did considerable damage, and then when it crossed 191, it just fizzled out to nothing. So again, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire now. So the tornado warning is gone for Chilton County, and that is it with that. And again, we still got a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Chilton County and Perry County. And they're going to continue that severe thunderstorm warning. They're going to get it out. It's now out of Perry County. They're going to cancel Perry from the severe thunderstorm warning, but Autauga, Chilton, and Dallas continue till 7:45. And the National Weather Service mentioned possible tornado with that based off the fact of what's happened this morning. These things have spun up so fast, and it could easily happen again. So, again, the situation is we need to watch it carefully. Again, getting reports of damage on Highway 82. We knew there was a tornado down. We saw the debris signature, but we're getting reports of damage on 82. This is very close to the active community that's southeast of Trio. We knew one touched down. It was very obvious of that. But again, that's the latest on that. So I also do want to mention that we are on Facebook Live. If you search the WVUA 23 Facebook page, that we are on there right now for the tornado warning that developed over Bibb County, southeast Bibb County. And if you can't watch us on television, you can pick us up on Facebook Live and look into some of this. Getting some reports of damage in Greensboro. That's on Highway 25 and 69, that intersection there. And we're going to try to get that information of how specific the damage is. Don't know if a tornado touched down there or if that was straight line wind damage. And there's been some damage reported around New Bern from possibly straight line wind damage. And that was, you were under severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but that one has been allowed to expire. It's moved well to your east now. But that's some of the information we're getting from that. So, again, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but we continue the severe thunderstorm warning with possible tornado for Autauga, Chilton, and Dallas until 7:45 this morning. Most likely, this is going to be it for our area based off the latest trends we're seeing. We need to watch it carefully for the next hour or so, but I think by 8 a.m. we'll likely see things much more quiet in our coverage area. Let me do a wide view because I know a lot of people just now waking up at 7 a.m. The polls are now opening up over Alabama. Hope you do get a chance to go out and vote today. Any of the severe weather issues are now south of Tuscaloosa, southeast of Tuscaloosa. We got rain and thunderstorms over Bibb, Perry, and Chilton County. We'll continue at severe thunderstorm warning for southern Chilton County and northern Dallas and northwest Autauga County until 7:45 for damaging winds and also the possibility there could be a brief tornado there. But if you're in Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, there's no problems for you. I don't anticipate any problems for you. The weather today is actually going to be pretty nice. It's going to turn out to be a nice day after these storms move on. There's your tornado watch until 11 a.m. for our far south and east counties, mainly for the Montgomery area. The tornado risk is not overly high for the rest of the morning, but we could still have a brief tornado touch down in our southeast counties. I can tell you this, if you're in Hale County or Marengo County, I don't think you're going to have any problems this morning. I think everything's going to be to your east. I think that's going to be the case for you. You know, the severe weather issues this morning developed very quickly. Basically, this was an event that we didn't really expect to be like this going into last night. About 3:30 this morning, we started to get indications of severe storms in Mississippi, and the storms were strong. They were not severe at the time, and just all of a sudden we had a tornado warning pop up for Sumter and Greene County. That was a very brief tornado warning. It didn't last long at all, and we didn't have any reports of a tornado touchdown with that. We stayed on air for a while until about 6:15, until the severe thunderstorm warning expired, and then at about 6:40, what time was that? No, it was about 6:20 this morning when the tornado warning was issued for Bibb, Chilton, and Perry County. Quickly developed into a confirmed tornado. We saw it touch down. It was a very dangerous storm, and that storm has died out and basically become this massive rain. But we still have these active thunderstorms down here in southern portions of central Alabama. So again, if you're in Clanton towards Billingsley, Marbury, you're going to be dealing with that along Interstate 65 in terms of the possibility, some strong winds, also very heavy rainfall. This is certainly a morning where we're going to have some tremendous rainfall rates down here in these storms below Interstate 20. This is not going to include areas like Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. Your rain for this is over, but understand you'll have some showers today at times, but in terms of anything severe, it's to your south. So again, if you're Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anderson, no risk at all of severe weather for you. This is all to your south. This is basically just north of the Highway 80 corridor, just north of Selma, just north of Montgomery. You'll be dealing with these strong to severe thunderstorms next few hours. Let's look at the velocity. And the velocity is the wind. And let's just make sure we don't have anything there. I don't see anything. There's no indication of a tornado there. So again, we have strong to severe thunderstorms over far southern Chilton County. That continues to move off towards the east. And that's the latest we got on that situation there. So again, there's no active tornado warnings. Let me go over to the watch warning map and show you that. There's your tornado watch, and that is until 11 a.m. Okay, that includes areas to the southeast of Tuscaloosa, but I can tell you now with confidence, if you are in Hell County or Marengo County, I do not expect any problems for you. This is all going to be to your southeast. So again, if you're basically along the Highway 80 corridor, and we're talking about areas from Selma and points east towards Montgomery, you're going to be dealing with that over the next few hours. So again, we still have the possibility of a tornado that could be there in northern Dallas County or far southern Chilton County, but again, the National Weather Service saying that it just does not look like there's much to that. We continue to watch. They've got a severe thunderstorm warning for you. You see that orange polygon down there for the possibility of damaging straight line winds, and there could be a brief tornado, but it just does not look like much to it. So again, that's the latest on that. Let me go back over to reflectivity. That's the radar, the raindrops. And there you go. We got this large mass of rain and thunderstorms that are impacting Bibb County, Perry County, Chilton, Coosa. Let's take you down into that. And that's what we got. Just a lot of rain. So there are no ongoing severe weather issues in terms of a tornado risk. I think we're going to be in the clear for the rest of this morning, but we do need to carefully watch anything down to the south. So what we'll do, we're going to go back over to programming. Alex and Master Control, let's go back over to programming here in just a moment. And we'll continue to watch this. If anything else happens, we will jump on air and online and let you know about it. So again, it is now 7:09. I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We'll continue to watch radar trends. If we have a new tornado warning pop up, we will come back on TV and stay on nonstop until the warning expires. But in the meantime, we're going to go back over to programming, and we'll have more updates online on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well for more information on what's happening. We'll have more updates if needed later this morning.